IoT Unplugged, where we talk to industry leaders, innovators, and major players in the Internet of Things, bringing you the best and latest insights. Tune in to learn more. In this episode, I'm joined by Märt Kroodo, founder and CEO at IoT, as we talk about their unique approach to providing their customers with connectivity, which involves managing partnerships with telecoms on their customers' behalf. Hi, Märt. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Hello.
So why don't we start off with a quick introduction to who you are and what you do?
So I'm Märt Kroodo, and I'm the founder and CEO at IoT. And I have co-founded IoT together with one Estonian company called Mobi Solutions that has been building value-added services on top of telecoms since 2001. So yeah, in 2016, we founded IoT because we saw a huge potential. That's how it all started 9 years ago. But from my side, beforehand, I was running another startup from totally another field. So it was actually like from the urban farming sector. I ran a startup that was developing those urban farming devices. And that was where I got the idea how to build a startup. And with that startup, we moved to the US and, for example, joined Y Combinator, which is the most acknowledged incubator in the world. From what I learned from there, I've been applying that in IoT as well. But other than that, I have actually financial background myself, so I'm not coming from the telecom sector at all. So before I dived into the startup field or running a businesses, then I was actually analyzing stock market companies and giving recommendations whether to buy, sell or hold some stocks. So I think that's the asset, that I'm not from the telecom sector, and that has been, I think, like a valuable thing for IoT as well, because I come as an outsider who has dived into the IoT and telecom sector and asked a lot of those, let's say, stupid questions, or why is it built like that or handled like this or that. So for 9 years now, I've been running IoT and growing that business globally.
So from urban farming to connectivity, it's quite a leap perhaps, but I understand for startups and different founders, it's kind of just as and when they see a good opportunity and a good idea. So what was it that brought you to telecoms? Where did the idea for the company come from?
Yeah, the idea actually comes from this Mobi Solutions, the company that I founded the IoT together with. They have built like mobile payments solutions. They have built the SMS sending platforms, and they have good experience of building value added services on top of telecoms. So they knew the market super well, and they trusted me with the idea. So we co-founded IoT back in 2016, and at that time, actually, the IoT was a big, hype on the market. Everybody were expecting heavy, growth rates from the sector, and that was also the year when eSIM was launched by GSMA. So it was logical time back then, and we saw the opportunity that as the IoT sector is picking up and more devices will need to connect to the internet somehow, then we saw that together with the eSIM technology, we can aggregate multiple telecoms under one service, uh, and into one eSIM, so that IoT companies who want to deploy their devices or launch their services in different regions or continents don't need to deal with different telecoms, with different SIM cards, with different connectivity management platforms, with handling multiple invoices and customer support channels, so they could get everything from one place. And that's why we also came up with the name OneOT. So it's of course referring to IoT sector, and one stands for one connectivity service for IoT sector. So they get one of everything. They get one platform to manage the SIMs and control them. They get one eSIM. They get one invoice at the end of the month. They get one support channel, but they get also access to multiple telecoms worldwide. So yeah, we are acting as an aggregator, or let's say reseller on the market. So we are not the telecom ourselves, but we are aggregating many telecoms uh, into one service. And our value added, like more value add on top, is that we have developed the connectivity management platform that enables to control and manage those SIMs, and it comes with APIs and all of the features that is requested by the IoT market. And that platform then is integrated with all of the telecoms that we are reselling. So this development of this connectivity management platform is done in-house by us. So we control it, and we make sure uh, the quality of service is there, and no matter which telecom our customers are using, they get the same quality of service and experience from the platform. And of course, our DNA holds a lot of this, like development side. So I think that is unique on the market, because all the resellers and other telecoms on the market are not so maybe development friendly, or don't know the IoT specifics so much. So with our platform, we make sure our customers get the tools they need to scale their devices from connectivity side. And from the eSIM side, we also own the eSIM infrastructure, or this eSIM RSP, meaning that we have developed in-house eSIM infrastructure, this SGP02, SGP22, and SGP32. This infrastructure is also certified by GSMA. So we are not licensing this infrastructure from Thales or IDEMIA or GND or whoever else on the market. We actually own and control this infrastructure ourselves, and also that enables us to make sure the quality of service is there, the eSIM transactions go through. If there are if there's anything going wrong, then we can debug it very quickly. So yeah, we try to make sure that IoT companies get global connectivity from one place, and they can focus on their core business, which is building the IoT devices and serving their customers through their IoT devices. So they don't need to hassle with multiple telecoms or platforms or integrations or invoices or pricing packages. So we make this life easy for them. And yeah, we see that connectivity is more or less like a commodity for them, that they need to scale up their business and deploy in different countries. And that's what they get from us, and they get all of the tools needed to build their services on top.
Well, great. Thank you for that overview, Mark. I think it would be good maybe to wind it back a little bit to when the company was first founded in 2016. Earlier, you were talking a little bit about how you don't have a telecoms background, and it gave you that advantage of an outside perspective and asking some questions about why is this the way that it is? Why is it done like this? And so, my question to you would be, given your outsider perspective, what were some of the questions that you were asking, and what were some of the challenges that you saw then and maybe still see now from the perspective of deploying IoT globally?
Yeah, market has changed a lot over these 9 years. So when we started off, then of course telecoms were more conservative in terms of IoT market, and not so flexible or open. They didn't want to implement eSIM early on, for sure, because they got nice lock-ins with their old school SIMs, let's say. So when we started off, of course, it was hard to convince telecoms to move forward with our eSIM and get their profiles to our eSIM infrastructure. uh, Nowadays, during the recent years, of course, things have changed a lot, and they are more open about it, and see the potential there. So of course, maybe, yeah, early days they were defending their market share more, and now they see us as a channel that will bring as a sales channel for them, that would bring the traffic to them, and provides the value that IoT companies need. And early on, of course, telecoms were not really ready to meet the requirements and needs that the IoT companies were demanding. So the telecoms were used to providing connectivity to consumer devices like phones and tablets, and so on. But IoT companies need more, like, besides connectivity, they need also to monitor everything. They need to debug. They need APIs to integrate with their, yeah, and telecoms were definitely not ready to cater, those needs on the market. And that's maybe the reason why in early days the IoT market didn't pick up that quickly. So it was more complicated to set it up and run the IoT devices in different markets, because it takes a lot of energy by the companies just to run the connectivity side of things. But yeah, now it's more liberal, let's say, the market, and definitely uh, we have proved that we have moved into the right direction with our service.
And it sounds like when you entered the market, and I think you illustrated this quite nicely. The Internet of Things, there was loads of excitement, loads of buzz. So it sounds like you entered the market at the right time too.
Yeah, I think, yeah, the timing was all right. Of course, on eSIM side, it took many years for us to actually make it happen. So we started off by just reselling other telecoms old school SIMs, uh, and we started, and early days the eSIM technology was very expensive as well. So when we launched OneOT, then we were considering licensing the eSIM infrastructure, but yeah, soon realized that we need to build it ourselves. Um, and but we did it. We started building it in 2019, actually. So yeah, it took many, like 3 good years. We just talking about eSIM and preparing for that before we could actually make it happen. So yeah, timing wise. the eSIM story for us actually like started in 2019, so 3 years later. But yeah, by that time we had developed the connectivity management platform, and then started also developing all of the eSIM functionalities to the platform. And what makes us unique is that actually with this platform that we have been developing in house is not just for managing SIMs, it's also managing our customers, our inventory, our billing, eSIM transactions, and so on and so on. So it's more like a CRM built into that together with eSIM management. So our customers can actually perform all of the eSIM transactions from the same platform with a click of a button. They can swap from one telecom to another and carry on using the same APIs and platform functionalities, no matter which telecom is activated as of we speak.
We will, of course, talk a little bit about some of the partnerships you have with telecoms, but before we get onto that, uh, since 2019, now that we're in 2025, what role do you see eSIM playing now? What's your perspective of the market at the moment?
So from the IoT market side of things, then of course the M2M eSIM, which is this SGP02, was maybe the system was too complex for the market. We managed to implement this nicely because we are this independent middleman who can gather multiple telecoms under one eSIM infrastructure, but the infrastructure itself was set up in a way that telecoms didn't, collaborate with each other and couldn't agree on how those infrastructures are integrated with each other, meaning the SMDPs, how those are integrated, and that was costly to integrate as well. And in a sense, in early days, telecoms were launching eSIMs, but couldn't provide option for the IoT industry or companies to swap from one telecom to another, because it was either technically not possible because there were no other telecom profiles to download, or it was too expensive for the telecom and for the IoT companies to perform those swaps. So we managed to nicely combine multiple telecoms into one infrastructure. So we were maybe one of the only ones who managed to implement successfully the SGP02. But the others were just selling eSIMs which just had one profile on it, and that was it about it. And now with this new IoT SIM, meaning the SGP32, things will get more simple, more flexible, and cost efficient as well. So we are really looking forward to commercially launch it. So from the uh, infrastructure side of things, everything is ready from our side. But yeah, from the hardware side, some pieces are still missing on the market. So once the whole thing the infrastructure will be complete, then we can launch it commercially, and we are really looking forward to it, and that will provide a lot of value to the industry for sure. And from our side, yeah, we were the first one in Europe and the second one in the world to get our infrastructure certified by GSMA. So our EIM and SMDP Plus is certified, and yeah, we are now just doing final tests with different eSIM manufacturers and devices to make sure the IPA element on the hardware or SIM card is finalized, and then everything can be launched commercially.
Great. So it sounds like there's a lot in the pipeline to look forward to from you guys.
Absolutely, absolutely, and yeah, we are working with multiple MNOs, so that's cool to see as well that telecoms are preparing for the SGP32 or the IoT SIM, and want to be ready as soon as possible. So that's very welcoming, and that's a big shift on the market compared to the 2016 or 17 or 19.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think it marks a big change in maybe attitude, understanding, mentality. So lots to look forward to on that front. Why don't we talk a little bit then about the partnerships you have with telecoms? I understand you mentioned earlier that one of the things the company does is manage partnerships with telecoms so your customers don't have to. So it'd be great to understand more about this approach, understand the kinds of partnerships you have, and how it helps your customers.
So we are aggregating 12 different telecoms into our service, and of course we don't have local deals in each and every country in the world. There are 200 countries in the world, and of course we don't have local telecoms in each and every country. But how we are doing or setting up our business is that we are using, of course, roaming agreements, and we see which telecom out of those 12 telecoms we can offer has the best offering or quality or pricing in certain country. So we are targeting, of course, like low data volume or mid data volume use cases. So where roaming fees are working fine. We can't beat in we can't beat like a local telecoms in their home market in terms of high data volume cases usually. But yeah, we just see that which of the telecoms has the best rate or quality in certain country, and then recommend to our customer to use telecom A or B or C in certain countries or for certain use cases. So we are working, for example, with KPN from the Netherlands. We have very good relationship with them and very good partnership with KPN. We are working with Deutsche Telekom IoT, for example. We're working with Velos IoT. We are working with Tele2. From Asia, we are working with Citic, and so on and so on. So yeah, we are currently having 12 different telecoms that our customers can use.
And just out of interest, you mentioned, I think you might have mentioned price, you might have mentioned quality of service. Is this something in terms of the telecoms you recommend to your customers? Go with this carrier in this country and this carrier in this country. Is that something that changes over time? Does it really depend on does their service, for instance, change depending on different factors?
Usually, we have like cherry picked already the telecoms we think are the best 12 telecoms for our customers, and they all have their strength in different places or different markets. So we already know which one to use in which country or for which use case. So usually, they are not swapping, I don't know, every month or every year from one to another. So the swap only happens when they launch their service in certain country or come up with a new, I don't know, use case or some requirements change from their end. But then they are sticking to it unless something horrible goes wrong or happens. So I don't know. There's price hike somewhere, or then of course they want to swap to another telecom. But usually, yeah, they still stick to the telecom they initially pick. But yeah, our goal is not to provide like it's not like a marketplace where we combine hundreds of telecoms and then tell our customers that it's up to you to choose whichever you want. It's more like we are closely collaborating with our customers. We are also providing them a lot of this hardware related or eSIM related support. We are helping them to set up their device from connectivity side of things, and then we are consulting them also with about which telecom to choose, and make sure the best telecom from our portfolio gets implemented on their eSIMs. So in a sense, we are having very close relationship with our customers, and that's maybe the other angle we have compared to telecoms, is that we are much closer to our customers. We help them on the hardware side. We are there for them, for basically for helping them to configure, set up the service, test through the eSIM, the device. We recommend give recommendations how the device should behave on the field, and so on. So yeah, in a sense, we are a true partner for our customers.
Kind of like a tailored approach rather than just chucking a telecom at one of them.
Yes and no, because the platform, the tools we provide on our end is those are standardized, right? Those are the tools that all of our customers get. Uh, but yeah, depending on the use case or device or region, then we help them to set things up. And then we are of course very valuable for smaller customers who are just starting off and are about to scale, because we have a very long history and experience from the IoT sector. We can help them to avoid all of the problems or hurdles they will face on the market, and help them scale. And we see that SMEs and smaller players on the market, they that for them it's especially hard to get good connectivity deals in different markets, and as there are 2,000 telecoms on the market plus resellers, then it's very hard for them to navigate on the market as well, that with whom to move forward, what partner they should have, which telecom, and we provide this flexibility, as we don't like lock-ins. We are super flexible. We enable them to swap from one telecom to another in case of any issues. So yeah, we are this independent middleman for them, helping to sort out the connectivity side.
Sorry, Matt, you cut out a little bit at that very end. Do you just mind repeating what you were saying about how you support SMEs?
So yeah, we see that SMEs and smaller IoT companies are struggling getting things right in early days when they start to scale, because they can't handle multiple telecom deals. They would not get good terms with different telecoms, and as there are 2,000 telecoms plus resellers on the market, then for them it's hard to navigate on the market, that with whom to move forward with, and so on. So we help them on that front, because we are flexible. we hate commitments. We try to avoid those. So we are a true partner for definitely SMEs who are scaling, and I think that's the maybe a specific thing for the IoT sector as well, that things are not happening overnight. They IoT companies can't commit to heavy numbers or fees from the connectivity side early on, because things take time. They are scaling, they are sending they are manufacturing devices, they are trying to scale the service, they are sending the devices to different countries, they are managing this. So I think where telecoms are getting things wrong is that they start off, uh, or they can only serve like bigger customers because they want heavy commitments in order to provide good pricing. But for IoT companies, they usually start, even if the company itself is huge, then they start definitely small, and are scaling as quickly as they can. But things usually take more time than they initially anticipate. So we have seen on this, we have seen that, that it takes, the sales cycles are long in this sector, and things take time. They start off small and scale onwards after that.
So thank you for that overview of One IT, Märt. It was really interesting. Is there anything else you want to mention to our listeners before we finish?
Maybe that one OT helps any IoT company to scale worldwide. So if companies are looking to adopt the new IoT SIM, meaning the SGP32, and want to run their IoT business globally, then they are more than welcome to reach out to us, and also telecoms, if they want to actually do the POCs with SGP32, then they can easily come to us as well, because we are, as a side business, we are also licensing the infrastructure to other market players on the out there. So yeah, we are currently working with many MNOs who want to do the first steps with the SGP32, and we help them out on that front.
Great. Well, thank you so much for speaking with me, Märt. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
IoT Unplugged.